They didn't ask us if they thought this was a good idea. It's not quality medicine. It's not good medicine.
I don't think I was prepared to leave the hospital, and I definitely don't believe the baby should have left the hospital.
I almost bled to death. I lost so much blood.
A growing number of physicians are complaining that childbirths are being turned into drive-by deliveries, victimizing women and children when they are the most vulnerable. The American College of Pediatrics recommends that healthy mothers and their newborn babies stay in the hospital at least 48 hours. But more and more insurance companies are ignoring the doctor's orders, insisting that the stay be limited to just one day.
I think that the baby was not ready to be released because he had severe shivers. The nurses were concerned about it.
Brandon Joseph was sent home a day after he was born. An HMO nurse made a house call the next day and noticed some signs of jaundice. She allegedly told his parents, Yvette and Nigel, that it was normal and to give the baby doses of sunlight. Yet this snapshot, taken the first week of Brandon's life, documents just how yellow his skin had become. By the time Brandon had a checkup 1 week after he was born, he was in critical condition. His pediatrician, Dr. Seymour Charles.
I was very frightened. I mean, I thought the baby was going to die.
You did?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the temperature of 93 and a bilirubin of 30, I haven't had an experience like that. And it was because the baby was sent home in 24 hours.
He might have died. And I think I was angry at that point, more than anything else. I was angry that all the things that could have been done were not done to help.
The insurance company, Cigna, refused to comment for this report, but referred us to the lobbyist for New Jersey HMOs, Dale Florio. He also happens to be the lobbyist for Philip Morris Tobacco Company, and he does not personally belong to an HMO.
The term early discharge is somewhat of a misnomer. The issue is, when is the woman able to go home with the child? There's no HMO policy that says the woman has to depart the hospital within 24 or 48 hours.
Yet that is simply not true. The I-Team conducted a survey of the HMO Association's own members. 8 out of the 11 insurance companies require that mothers and their newborns be discharged within 24 hours after a normal delivery. The little research done thus far shows no significant difference in outcome between early discharge and a later release, but the objections arise when insurance guidelines become marching orders. That, ready or not, women and their babies are being forcibly discharged because insurance companies refuse to pay for more days.
I blame the insurance company. Well, I really do, because I think they didn't give me enough time to be in the hospital so that I can be observed and so that I could recuperate. Here she goes.
Antoinette Mayrer was sent home 24 hours after giving birth, and she was sent home without her baby. By the time they were reunited the following day, little Michelle had forgotten how to breastfeed.
It ruins it, I think, because I desperately wanted to breastfeed. I wanted my daughter to have all the antibodies that she could so that she would be immune to diseases in the beginning of her life and all. I know how important it is. Also, my mom had breast cancer, and I have read, and there is proof that if you breastfeed, it decreases your chance of breast cancer.
So insurance companies are separating mothers and their newborn babies by sending one home before the other, even though doing so makes it virtually impossible to breastfeed. Children who are not breastfed have higher rates of death, meningitis, cancer, diabetes, respiratory illness, bacterial and viral infection, allergies, obesity, and developmental delays. Women who do not breastfeed demonstrate a higher risk for breast and ovarian cancer. And that's not all.
I was bleeding because my uterus wasn't contracting, and the only thing that really helped my uterus contract was the breastfeeding. I ended up hemorrhaging. It was very frightening, very frightening. When I saw that I was saturated with blood and it just kept gushing out, I thought, I'm gonna die. You know, it was that bad.
Now we just want to feel your neck.
Dr. Charles, who
See
led the
how
battle for
everything
child
looks?
safety seats, has been in practice for some 50 years.
look at your
But he
ears.
believes one head-on
See how we look
collision
at your
is
ears?
unavoidable between the best
Okay,
interests of
hold
mother and
still.
child and the financial interests of the insurance companies.
I go home and my wife will tell you, I am so discouraged, so exhausted. Just want to quit. Because it's very difficult to fight this battle every day. My nurse stays on the phone for hours getting permission to do this and to do that. And we just have to fight it back. I'm not going to quit. They're not going to get me down.
It is a battle that is quietly claiming casualties. Brandon inexplicably goes limp and his eyes roll back into his head. So doctors are screening him for possible brain damage caused by the jaundice. Already the state of New Jersey has placed him on a list of infants likely to be hearing impaired.
I blame the health insurance because I really think that my health or the baby's health should have been utmost in their minds.
Krista Bradford, News 9, I-Team.